Alright, today we're going to read The Two of Them. So this is about a grandfather and a little girl, I'm going to guess his granddaughter, and just her growing up with him and what it was like. Okay. The day she was born, her grandfather made her a ring of silver and a polished stone because he loved her already. Someday it would fit her finger. He made a bed her size and covered her with a rosebud blanket to keep her warm and sang her lullabies she did not yet understand. So see, she's still a baby, but he's singing to her. He bought her food from his store to help her grow and caught her before she fell when she took her first steps. So see, here's some food. See that? I wonder how old she is. In the summer, they swam in the ocean and collected shells together, and her grandfather watched from under the shade of a big umbrella as she made a castle in the sand. Sometimes they went to the mountains and walked in the woods, and she floated down the creek in a rubber tire. Have you guys ever done that? Whitewater rafting is another name of it. Looks like a lot of fun. When her bed was too small, her grandfather made her another for her to grow into, and a shelf for the books she would read and a doll to hold. He sang her songs and told her stories of long ago and had been told to him. Some he made up, and some were about his life for the little girl. Do you guys have a bookshelf above your bed? And do your parents read you before bed? She helped him in his store after school and loved the smell of sawdust he sprinkled on the floor when it rained. Sometimes she gave out the wrong amount of change, but at lunchtime, when they ate their hot soup, he laughed about it because she was learning to count. See, boys and girls, she's learning to count just like you. It's okay. I mean, people make mistakes, see? Then her grandfather gave up his store and grew fruit in his garden instead. They picked apples and plums and tomatoes, and there was more time. He made a cradle for her doll and a flute of bamboo, and they sat under the trees and played music together. And every year she loved him even more than the things he made for her. That's so sweet, boys and girls. See, she loves him for him. Isn't that nice? Do you guys love your grandparents? I know I do. Time passed, and the ring fit the little girl's finger, and it seemed suddenly the grandfather was an old man. One night he became ill, and after that, part of him could not move. The girl wheeled him in the garden and cut apples for him to eat, and saw that his cup was full. And now she's helping him out. And at night she tucked him in bed and sang to him and told him stories he had told her. Some she made up, and some were about hot soup and sand castles and floating in the cool water on a rubber tire. And of her love for him, she said, "Good night, Papuli," and he answered with a kiss. She knew that one day he would die. But when he did, she was not ready, and she hurt inside and out. It was spring, and she cut blossoms from his tree and gave them to him, and she said, "Good night forever, Papuli." But he did not answer. Sad. sad, boys and girls. It's sad when you lose someone that you love. The blossoms became apples which hung unpicked on the tree. She picked them, knowing he would not want them to fall and rot. She thought of a tree once bare, thin and blossom, and now bearing fruit for her to pick. The tree would change with the seasons, again and again. She would be there to watch it grow and pick the fruit and to remember. That's it, boys and girls.